Hey everybody, it's Jennifer Smith and it is Monday, March 11th, 2019. And I want to welcome each and every one of you that are joining us live or on recorded playback or inside our Facebook group. So I'm not talented enough to be able to field the chats into the Facebook group, but if there's chats that come in on Zoom, we'll catch you at the end. So I just want to reiterate that the purpose of this weekly Zoom is it's been like a little book club on the 4-year career for women written by Kimmy Brooke. But this whole book and this whole Zoom and this whole experience is really designed to inspire and empower you to become bulletproof with what we have to share with this amazing profession that we call network marketing. And so I'm really excited. And so you see these two beautiful women here. I'm going to be bringing them on in just a second. So what we're going to be doing is this is March 11th, week 9, chapter 9. And the chapter for this book was, and the boxing gloves come off. So it was a 2-little-page chapter. Hopefully you've got something out of it. I'm going to pull out a couple of key points. But we're going to, as soon as I go over that, we're going to be bringing on Pro 7 Jennings, Waterhouse, and her mom, Gloria Waterhouse, who are just brand new Pro 7s, and we're going to have them share their journey. But in this chapter, chapter 9, just a couple of thoughts or reflections of this chapter was just reinforcing what we have is such a remarkable gift. It is a gift. And when we have a gift, we invite people to receive. All right, so that's the heart by which we operate, and it's really a blessing that we can share. But as a profession, as a team, as an organization, as a company, as a profession, we can create a different kind of friendship that is really offering a platform for really healthy connections. While, yes, there can be drama, and we may have already experienced that, I will share with you, really, it's about the focus on creating healthy connections with one another. It's really an opportunity to create an ideal collaboration. And it's exactly what we're doing here tonight. We have people from all over the country. Internationally, we've got Canada on the line. We've got people all over the world that could potentially tap into this from all kinds of teams, because it really is about collaborating and lifting each other up, giving each other support, encouragement, and really being a champion for each other. So in this chapter, it's really about taking the boxing gloves off and making a choice, because we truly have an unlimited ability to change lives. And hopefully you've experienced that personally, either personally or with a personal team. But with each other, big things happen when women come together. And if we have men joining us on this call, I welcome you, because I can guarantee you that you probably are going to be building a network with a lot of women. So just understanding our heart and understanding where we come from is really important. But it's really an unimaginable ripple that's being created by saying yes. If you're here tonight, it's most likely you've already said yes. And this is just really helping you to create that bulletproof mindset as you join this movement and surround yourself in love and support and community. So let's really talk about how we empower one another. And with that, I am so excited to bring on these beautiful women, Gloria Waterhouse and Jennings Waterhouse, who's her daughter. And they are elite Pro 7. And they really hit, well, I'm going to let them tell their story. But I wouldn't know these lovely ladies that are as beautiful on the inside as they are on the outside if it weren't for this company, if it weren't for this business. And I consider myself very, very blessed to have them in my world. So with that, Gloria and Jennings, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to bring you on so that you can unmute yourself. And I just invite you, you live in Sandy Point, Idaho. Pardon?
Sandpoint, Idaho.
Sandpoint, Idaho. So I'm going to let you tell your story, and I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We love these calls. We love this book. We love Kimmy Merrill Brooke, and we love LifeVantage. So thanks for having us, and thanks for joining in. I'm Jennings Waterhouse, and this is Gloria Waterhouse. And we've recently been called the twins, which is a little weird.
Super flattering to me. I don't know how you feel about it.
But we are kind of like two peas in a pod. And we have been with LifeVantage for 6 years now. And we have loved every moment of it. But it's been quite a journey. And so as new Pro 7s, this is a little surreal. And it's really exciting. And it's also, I feel like we've learned a lot of things along the way that we can share and that we are excited to tell you about and answer some questions. And we have a couple of people that we're going to bring on and ask about and interview them a little bit for you guys. So I'm an artist. I'm a mom of 2. I have had a Bikram yoga studio for the past 8 years. I'm an instructor. Sorry about that. I love to do projects, so I'm a project addict, and I've learned to stop that so that I can focus on LifeVantage. And this has really been such an incredible journey because we have so many new family members and new friends and new skills, and we get to do it together. And my mom's my best friend and my mentor, and so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, who knew what a beautiful journey this was, and just absolutely the best for making healthy connections and empowering one another. And each year that we've been involved, it's as if we understand a little bit different layer of how powerful all of these different team members coming together, what an impact we make in one another's lives and in those that we reach out to. So my story is that I'm a psychologist. I've been a psychologist for 40 years. I love my psychotherapy practice. I love people and relationships. But I also did this like 20-year stint as a Vanderbilt Medical School professor. And there I was steeped in the science and research methodology. And I spoke around the world and that kind of stuff. And I thought, why am I doing this? Well, the research background came in really handy when a friend approached me about LifeVantage and asked me to look at the research. And I looked at the research and I was like blown away. And I was like, whoa, you've got to be kidding. Look, Jennings, there's nothing like this. Jennings took a
I know, there's nothing like this.
Whoa, look at the science. Wow. This is awesome. We're going to take it. You're going to take
Forever.
it forever. We're going to tell the people we know and love to take it. And that was, fortunately or unfortunately, the extent of our awareness about how we were going to do this business. So we knew nothing about network marketing, I guess less than nothing about network marketing. And so we started out with this foundation of belief in science. And I'll tell you how that affected our team. And I take some responsibility here for kind of maybe causing us to plateau. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties here in Sandpoint. But so we had this strong belief in science, and we had this posture. Oh, look at our science. Oh, look at our products. Mm-hmm. And we all became quite secure in talking about that. But there's a whole different level of belief that comes about when you see the power of network marketing and you see the beauty of this model. We didn't know that at that time. And I just have to laugh. I love it, Jennifer, that you picked that picture of the two of us. We have on these little black tank tops with our arms up in the air, and the tank tops say believe on them. Well, that picture was taken, I guess, 2.5 years ago. And not only did we not totally believe in ourselves, we didn't understand really the depths of network marketing. We didn't have a system. And those shirts belong to Kimmy Merrill Brooks. She put us in those shirts and took that picture. So today,
when we were on Lanai, yeah, the couples retreat.
Yeah, we were
where we happened to be the only couple.
It was so intense. Oh my God! But we learned so many valuable lessons, and we're really super excited, Jennings, Jennifer, and I, that we are having Kimmy Merrill Brooks as our guest next week to kind of wind up things, and you're going to love her. She had a profound impact on our lives.
And I think what she's really fantastic with creating is systems. She's fantastic, over the moon, incredible at creating communities. And she does it with so much fun and so much heart. And I think that that's really why people follow her. And that's what she was able to teach us.
And I think about her almost every day, really, because we got to stay with them for a week and live at their place and watch the way they live their lives. And let's share a few of the most important things. I was just thinking, you know, what are some of the most important lessons we learned that week? Well, we learned how this couple lives with positivity and possibility every second of every day. And you could see them maybe occasionally get a little tired and a little off track, and boom, they were right back. And when we went there, it was early on in our career. We had, what had happened to us is that belief in the science took us to Pro 5 about in the first year. And then we didn't know where to go. We didn't know what to do. Well, we're Pro 5. Wow, we didn't think we were going to get here, but what? And we needed to lead the way for a bunch of other people. So we got stuck at Pro 5 for 5 years. And the exciting part about this is that in the past year, we went to Pro 6 and Pro 7, and we'll tell you a little bit about that. But one of the lessons that Kimmy shared with us, or that occurred while we were there, is we went there and we had had a significantly distressing event happen to our team, and people were, I'm gonna leave, or whose side are you on, that kind of thing. It was tough. And me being a psychologist, of course, I wanted to understand it, talk about it. Jennings wanted to talk about it. And Kimmy Merrill Brook looked at us, and she looked really directly, and she said, look at me. If you are going to be really successful in this business, you do not spend any time on that kind of negativity and drama. You focus on your goals. This is too important. And today we've got a whole team of people, and one of our codes of ethics, unspoken, is that this is way too important for anybody to engage in any drama. People are looking at each one of us in this little town that we live in. We have a meeting every Monday night. They're looking at the cars. They see us at the grocery store, and we represent LifeVantage and our team. And wow, that shifted things.
I was at a concert last night, actually, and someone said, oh, this is Jennings. This is the happiest person I know. And I thought, well, that's funny, because I feel like the happiest person, but I think that is a sign that somebody that you don't know that well is watching you, watching how you walk down the street, watching how you show up on social media, they're just watching all the time. And Kimmy really taught us that, yeah, you don't have a split second to waste on being upset with someone or getting distracted by frustrating things, or, you know, whatever. Life is happening all around us, and we just have to keep our goal 100% in focus. And so since we've incorporated that, it's also duplicated, I think. So now people on our team, they're like, oh, yep, negative, we're done with that, and we move on.
Yeah, we're masters at edifying one another. We're masters at reaching cross line.
And we're going to bring someone on who has been with us along the way, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we got unstuck. But first, we want to talk about a system, right? So when we went to visit Kimmy and Richard, it was really funny because I was through 2.5, 3 years into our business, and we didn't know things like the top network marketer, you know, we probably didn't even know who Eric Worre was, you know, or some of these
I think
industry,
we knew who Eric Worre was,
maybe, but kind of these industry things about the industry we didn't realize that that everybody needed to have a system, that as soon as they got started, there were exact steps, and which seems so dumb, right? Because we had the blueprint, we have these things, but there was kind of this grace period where people would, where we're trying to figure out, oh, do we show this video or that video? And we kind of like went all over the place in different, instead of like being really clear about, okay, let's get you started. We know you're scared, we're gonna do it anyway, and having a concrete system. So about a year ago, we decided, we got some of our core teammates together, and we all, like they say when they slit their wrists and say we're not ever doing network marketing again, we slit our wrists and said we're not doing anything that's not part of our system ever again. And that created a sense of momentum that people started to see results that we hadn't seen before since the beginning. And we really relied on the beginning a lot on, like you said, on the products and the science. We stopped being Dr. McCord and we started following the system, right?
Right. And I think by this time we had developed a belief system and we had developed a community with this culture. And people in our small town would look at us and they would go, gosh, they're having fun. Wow. Maybe I do want to be part of that group. Are you sure that's network marketing that those girls are doing? But back then I wasn't on Facebook. And one of the things Kimmy said is, okay, you've got to have a system. You've got to have a team Facebook page. You've got to have these photos taken, put on this black shirt that says believe, stick your arms out. And we did that.
And there has to be a place where people are being recognized, and that is part of your culture, and where people are showing that they're having fun doing this. So before Facebook and before these Facebook groups, we would have our Monday night meeting every Monday night for 5 years, now 6 years. But during the rest of the week, everybody would be off in different places and having their various struggles. And then there was only that 1 hour where people were connecting. And now, I mean, it's hard to keep up even all the excitement that goes on in our Facebook group and what everybody's doing from day to day. And there's just so much momentum that's created from that we didn't have before, because people weren't seeing other people doing things. And so if you don't have that, or if you have it and it's not really very, because I've been in some groups that, there's like 3 people commenting or 3 people posting. Really get with your leaders or the core people that are in the group, the people that are really plugged in, and say, gosh, I really need you to help us get this started. And let's relaunch our Facebook group so that everybody's participating. Everybody has like certain tasks at first so that the work is getting delegated. So there are different voices and different energy coming in, and having people recognize that you can't just scroll by stuff and not like it. You can't just see somebody have a win and not celebrate that. That's part of your culture. So if you have a group of people that start doing that consistently and regularly, then the momentum really gets going, and then the new people all learn to do that through that.
Yeah, that's been huge. I just wanted to say for a minute, you can see how our backgrounds and not knowing anything about network marketing really slowed us down as leaders. And Jennings is a super talented artist, and she doesn't like routine, and she can create beauty everywhere. And so when we had our Monday night meetings, we used to think, brainstorm. Now, what can we do to make it different and interesting? Different and interesting. Well, now, wrong. Don't ever do that. Don't do that, because then you've got all these chickens running around. Nobody knows what to do or whatever. So, or they're trying to make up their own version. Duplication, Gloria, duh. So now what we do is we have a training program. And as soon as people become distributors, they get with their leaders and they learn the tools. They learn a presentation that they can take with them everywhere they go. and we get different leaders and brand new team members. We pair them up, and we'll have 2 or 3 new people presenting. And it's really fun because when people get over the fear, then then there's no stopping them. And fear is huge.
Fear is everything here.
Fear's everything. Fear's everything. And I was engaged in a conversation with some people, and I said, fear in this business, we make up so many excuses to mask the feeling that we're afraid. And so, it means like I can't come because I've got my grandson's birthday party.
And I have to bake like 5 million cookies.
That's going to take me about 6 weeks. So, and we used to always honor people when they say, oh, I wanted to get started slowly. Well, they want to get started slowly because they're scared and they don't know what to do. And we didn't know what to do. But now people get a toolbox, and they overcome their fears. And we do a lot of third party, and we really encourage that. So what else would be helpful to hear?
Oh, you said something just a minute ago that I was going to expand, but I forgot what it was.
Well, maybe I'd like to say about the third party, about how that works with our group.
Well, that was another place where we thought, oh, well, you really want to be successful and show yourself as being an expert and being knowledgeable. Especially me, I feel like, oh, I want to do a really good job. I don't want anybody to know that I don't know the answer or think I don't know the answer. And, that's such a powerful thing, the I don't know. Let's find the answer. And teaching people that getting started right away, if they are able to just do that simple invite, and I love, Kimmy and Richard have the most beautiful invite that they taught us, and they talk a lot about it in their teachings, which is just honoring the person and saying, God, I really respect you for these reasons. I really like you. I would love for you to take a look at what I'm doing. Are you open to taking a look? That's simple. And we use that a lot on our team. We use, hey, would you like to take a look? And could we do a Zoom call? Can we do a 3-way call? And we start that right off the get-go. We used to never utilize 3-way calls or third party. We really didn't understand how to do that. But now we really are teaching them a super simple way to do that, and teaching everybody how to use Zoom, how to confidently use the technology right away. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. You were talking about our building depth, we call it a certification program. And so we teach the system. You have 3 upline mentors, and we have little groups that are called pods. And they could be cross-line people, but maybe 2 or 3 people that really connect well together. And we put them in this little group, and it's a little Facebook Messenger group. And then they meet on Zoom, and that's where they practice their presentations. They get feedback, and eventually after 3 different presentations and they've gone through the system, then they get certified. So that means that they get a little reward of having 3 mentor calls with 3 different upline leaders, and then every time they present or whatever, they're a certified person, which is kind of cool. But I think the important part is that they're in a small, intimate group. It's not that they get put in this Facebook group with everybody and get lost in the training. We really hold people's hands like scared little puppy dogs on a leash, right? In the beginning, to say, okay, let's do this together. Let's learn this together. We're going to do it right away. It's not going to take too much time. Within a week, you're going to be certified. You're going to be up and running. You're going to feel confident. You're going to have all the information at your fingertips. And that really, once people learn that presentation, then they're off to the races, I think.
Right, there's so much to be learned, isn't there? And you can see us. We're filming from our office. We have a little social light and 2 chairs, and we figured out how this works. And before that, it was like crazy, chaotic, and scary. Oh my God, where's the camera? Oh my gosh, where's the lighting? Whatever. So Zoom is such a powerful tool. Find a way to get really comfortable at it. Find a place where you feel like you present your best self. And that's one awesome tool to have.
Let's bring our friend Nicole on.
Yes, we have the most awesome teammate, Nicole Black. She's a Pro 5. I'm just wanted to point out, check out my beautiful earrings.
Oh yeah, these ones.
Jennings has on beautiful earrings, and Nicole Black will have on some too. I said they're our Path to Pro 10 earrings. She's an amazing artist, athlete, just the most incredible person who links arm with us all the time. We have the best time. So Nicole Black's going to tell us a little bit about her experience in the team. She's been with us for a while.
This is Nicole Black. She's an artist. She's a mom of a beautiful son named Vaughn. She's a wife to Jimmy Black.
We love Jimmy Black.
Yeah, the famous Jimmy Black. And Nicole started about 5.5 years ago. And she rocket launched to Pro 3 in 90 days. Back then, you got an iPad and you, what else did you get?
I got to go on stage and get an iPad.
Yeah,
awesome.
That was super cool. And she just had immediate success. And she got a great group of people together. And then what happened?
I think that I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know how to lead them. So there wasn't much trust in my ability. Is what my story is. Might not be true.
So you made Pro 3 in 90 days, and then what happened?
Well, I started finding places to plug in my community to meet new people. And so I was volunteering at my school, my son's school. I was trying to be more visible in the community. And of course, I was plugging in every single week to our Monday night meetings and really doing a ton of personal growth. I was reading any book that they recommended. I was listening to the podcasts and doing all kinds of mastermind type personal growth. And so I think I really plugged into that for many, many years.
And you were stuck at Pro 3, or even kind of went
down. I was stuck around 2,700 volume for 4 years.
And how'd you feel about that?
I was pissed. I went to every event. I was so sold out to LifeVantage. I love LifeVantage, and I became a mini McCord because I was duplicating.
Whoops.
And I would come back from every event with the change of the month club idea, and I would implement that idea and try to attract people that way, and constantly carrying this very frustrated attitude underlying my positivity. But in private, I was very frustrated and irritated that I had something so important that nobody was listening to me about. So about a year ago, we heard Sherry Hollenbeck speak in Missoula at our LVA. And something she said, a few things that she said really hit me really deep. One of those was to let go of the outcome. And the way she presented it was, do you guys care if you sign someone up? And I was like, yeah! And then she said, do you guys care if you don't sign someone up? And I was like, yes! And she said, no, you do not care. And it was like, what? I don't? And that kind of set me thinking, oh my gosh, I've been really caring so deeply about these people that are never going to do it, and I'm spending so much time on them. I need to say next. And so I adopted this attitude of, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you, I don't care what you decide, and I'm doing my job, and now, you can decide. And that set this whole ball in motion of my posture changed. And that helps so much in the community when everybody is watching you. And now you aren't so frustrated, you are happy and you don't care anymore. It was a brilliant shift for my business. I started going to more events outside of my school, and like to paint nights and to different activities where I wanted to meet people, and realized, of course, that people were definitely watching me over the years. And once in a while they'd say, so what about that thing you're doing, or are you still doing that? And you know, wouldn't you say that it's really been attracting people?
I think so. And we, I think, attract a lot of people because we have fun doing this, right? We have,
do.
you know, and we do a lot of fun activities in order to invite people. Like, we go paddle boarding and we talk to people about LifeVantage, or we go for hikes, or we
Go on bike rides.
or have an amazing wreath making party, or
vision boarding, or, you know, for something that all different kinds of people can buy into. And Nicole Black has just come back from the Pro 5 Summit. We had 4 amazing team leaders from our little town going to Pro 5 Summit. So people are excited now. They see what's going on, and this makes, it just opens the door in such a different way. Possibility.
Do you think, I wanted to ask you about, you were putting on a really positive face, but that frustration that was underneath, do you felt like people still could feel that even though you were faking it until you made it, right?
Totally. Yeah.
And what would you say to somebody who has that yucky feeling in their stomach every time they think about this, or they have that frustration, or they have the, you know, there's just a little bit of something negative that's in there? What would you suggest they do?
I would find an aspect of this business that gives you joy. I would find some language around that you can really relate with, that doesn't conjure that feeling. So I'm trying to think of a word that really helped me. And a year ago, at one of the events, of course, they said, what is your word? What is the word that you're going to represent? And it took me a little while to come up with it, but ironically enough, my word was influence. And so I went home, and instead of feeling that frustrated, icky pit in my stomach about not signing people up and not seeing my business grow, I started focusing on that word, influence. How am I going to influence people? What am I going to do that's going to influence people? And I just kept focusing on that word, and that word became my reality. And in that reality, we have a group of people now who don't want to miss out on what we're doing. They're like, what are you guys doing? I want to be a part of that. And it's this all-inclusive feeling that if they're not invited to it, they feel FOMO. And that has been like a big part of our culture, is creating this place where people feel left out if they're not part of it.
That's true. And we've had a lot of people come back around because they're seeing, oh wow, what they're doing is working, and things are happening there, and wow, what is that?
Yeah, and really, you know, I think everybody can see that if you take these products, but if you take these products and you're part of this kind of loving community with a single purpose, that every single person is a better version of themselves than we were 5 or 6 years ago. And that's a cool thing to see in one another.
I wanted to bring up one more thing that you switched, which I witnessed, and I loved it. You came back from one event and you said, I am going to do one thing consistently for a year. And that was part of your influencing, was that you posted on Instagram, not about LifeVantage, not about products, not about anything. You just posted your life and your work, your other work, pottery. She's an amazing potter. And you posted beautiful things and inspiring things on your Instagram every single day. And that consistency of doing something every single day really, to me, looking at it from the outside, transformed your daily mode of operation, where you have a certain level of consistency in your behaviors with LifeVantage.
Absolutely. That was a really big push to make that type of commitment to social media.
She used to hate phones.
I did not like my phone. I didn't even know what a blog was when I got into this. And
She wasn't great at returning phone calls.
No, and I got really afraid to make a phone call. And all of those fears, I've now decided if it doesn't make me bleed and if it's not life or death, I have to do it. And so that's really helped get over the fears. But to make a commitment to do social media every day, I feel like was really difficult at the beginning, but throughout the year, the quality of my photographs got much better. The content of my post was elevated. And even though I didn't have a ton of people liking the post, I would be out in my community, and once again, people would say, I love that thing you're doing. I'm watching you. I see those cups, and they'd come in and buy the cups. Or there was so much more interaction, more than the likes of the post, which is so deceiving as the person making the post, because you feel like that's an indicator of how they like you, and it's not accurate. And just remember that, like, this is really all about people watch every little thing. So you just want to leave them with a really good feeling everywhere you go. And when you feel good, that's pretty easy to do.
Exactly. You met about a year ago this amazing person.
Yeah.
Miss Chloe Jenkins.
Talk about that. Through social media. So the posts that I was doing through my Whiskey Jack Gallery is my business, and everything art every day. Well, there's this amazing event planner in our town who moved here within the last 5 years, and she was attracted to my work and had been watching me through social media. I actually didn't know her until she came into my shop one day and asked if I had all these cute little bud vases that she wanted to stage and style a wedding photo shoot with my art in it. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yes, I definitely want to do that. Little did she know, I didn't have the 15 things that she wanted, so I stayed up really late and created these things in a really short amount of time just for Chloe. And she picked them up, and she was so happy, and we made a beautiful connection. And apparently her father was a potter, so there was that little underlying like admiration, I think, for the pottery. And that was in the fall, and the following, I think, winter, like in Christmas time, I had the guts to invite her to something, and I didn't know her well at all, and it just so happened that she came.
And what was it that you invited her to?
I invited her to a scarf exchange gathering that we were having about LifeVantage. And it was a scarf exchange, so we had this beautiful invitation. And it was a great trick because there was information in the scarf exchange invitation that said we'd be talking about some important information alongside of this fun activity. And I even remember Chloe walked in the door and I was like, ooh, is that my guest? I really didn't know her well. And then it's just been an amazing experience since. So I'm so excited that you're here. She's an incredible mother. Yeah, come on over, Chloe. Chloe's an incredible mother of 2 beautiful little girls. Her older daughter, Blair, is winning gymnastics competitions left and right.
So lots of travel involved with that.
Are we gone?
No. Sorry.
And she has an amazing husband who is an amazing hunter. He got a prize elk this year with his bow. And Chloe, of course, not only is a full-time mom, but she has another full-time business doing event planning for weddings and birthdays and showers and different things like that. So she, you always hear, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. This is Chloe. So I'm so thrilled that you're here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so Chloe came in, when did you come in, Chloe?
it was a December scarf exchange, and it took me a little while to learn and get the information and digest, but I was really excited and knew that, yeah, it was something I wanted to know more about, and I was attracted to Nicole and Jennings and the group and the dynamics and the possibility and the opportunity, and so exactly that, and gathered more information, and then I think got on the products and then started in March, and so it's been a year.
A year. And Chloe, you came into a group that had a duplication system and a systemized way of doing things. And so we thought maybe you could tell people a little bit about your experience, which was quite different, I'm imagining. Chloe's a Pro 5, and she's Pacesetter Pro certified at 2 and 3. So, yay!
Well, I just feel very fortunate that I came in at the time I did, and that everyone had made the pitfalls, and I didn't have to go through that, and that the team was very inspired to, you know, help do the system, show me the system, set it up, and it was definitely a team because there was multiple people coming on at the same time, and so Nicole was very wise in setting that up for us to work together, learn together, and thinking about some of the things that are going on right now as far as the pods and that kind of thing. It's real important to, you know, connect and work together, because you're going to get there faster, and it's going to build working as a team. And so I think that is a key component to what helped the growth as fast as it was, is not only plugging into the up team, but the people around me that were just starting new, and working together to, you know, build and grow our business and share the opportunities. So,
yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So things are pretty clear. Now, you don't see us doing Change of the Month Club much.
No. And it was very clear, the 15 presentations, the 2 to 5 years, going to meetings. And I remember thinking that 2 to 5 years goes very fast in my life, and I'd been in Sandpoint just right under, well, 5 years, and it went really fast. And so I thought, you know, I will be willing to commit to 2 to 5 years. And it's amazing what's already happened in 1 year. So you can just see that it is possible. The opportunity is there. You do have to plug in, you do have to go to meetings, and you do have to do your 15 presentations. I mean, that is the key to the success. And I just appreciate the team letting me know and standing beside me and helping me facilitate that. And it started with just home meetings and home parties, that kind of thing, to Zoom calls and meetings at the coffee shop or something like that. But I never felt like I had to do it on my own. And like Nicole said, just being busy was a huge obstacle for me, and thinking that I wanted to get involved with the business. And just knowing that the support was going to be there for me is really what was the tipping point to get involved. And so what's great is that it wasn't just like, oh yeah, we'll be there, and then no one's there. People were actually there, and really
the
did
time.
hold my hand, continue to be there.
Can you describe what being there, like what that looked like?
So, you know, so many questions all the time. Where do I find this? So-and-so has this going on. What do I say about that? Who has information that they can share with me? Oh my goodness, someone doesn't want to use internet. You know, can we print stuff out? Oh, here you go. Like, I'm available for a Zoom call. I'm available to meet all the time, just availability and support, which is great in the beginning, but then you don't want to just have, you know, the child that never leaves the house. You also have to foster, you know, the skills to be able to be sufficient on your own. And so hand holding long enough until, you know, we're able to do it on our own. And in the beginning, there's the 100%, 50%, and then you're on to 100%. And so I think that everyone moves at their own pace, and different people are going to move into that 100% role faster or slower. But just knowing that the team will always be there, whatever that pace is for you. And everyone's just on their own journey doing what they can. And it was just, it continues. I continue to ask for support, and I think that we all do that. Like, we're reaching out to, Marcel is part of it. And so it really is that stair step of everyone is helping each other climb the ladder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great. It's so wonderful to look around a room and see the light come on for people, and for them to have confidence in themselves and have the tools and just be excited to be part of a family. So it really is.
I have something. So there was a point, maybe 5 or 6 months in, where you felt like you were having a lull. And it kind of has to do with that 100%, 50%, 100%. Can you tell us a little bit about like how you got out of that and in using third party?
Oh, yeah. So I got real excited and I got real confident in myself, and I started I already was reaching out, but I was starting to exhaust my list of people that I would talk to on a daily basis or that I considered close friends. And so I was reaching out to maybe old friends that were on Facebook, asking for a phone number and then trying to connect with them. And I thought that I was doing the steps in the system. So I was sharing my story, the company story, and the video. But what I was missing is that third party validation. And so I was telling Jennings and Nicole and Gloria, what's going on? I'm not getting, the result or the success or feeling, like I was moving in the beginning. And Jennings had to have a very serious talk with me about third party. And it's so crazy, but it's so true that people need that third party to listen to. It can't always just come from you. As much as they love you, they need that extra person. And, she had more information than I was giving. And I didn't realize that at the time, but it really, really made all the difference in my business to have the third party validation. And plus, it was so much easier on me. I was really stressing myself out trying to get through the 15 and do it and fill out my calendar. And I was doing the motions, but unsuccessfully. And so there's reasons why they set it up to have a third party validation. And so don't, alter the system or try to do it on your own. This is not a business. It's not a solo fly business. This is let's fly with the flock. And so stay connected and have that third party validation all the time, whether it's Zoom or, meeting in person or a 3-way call. That is the keys to the kingdom.
Awesome.
Should we see if Jennifer has any questions that anybody wants answered?
I'm just taking notes. You girls have been lovely and beautiful, and it is so exciting to hear the stories. When we've been in I just celebrated my 9th year, and sometimes when you come in and it is rapid growth and then there's a lull, it's like, okay, what is that rut to get out of? And you've got, sometimes it's like you just got to keep sharing and you got to keep inviting. But I will share with you that I believe that sometimes the hardest piece is being able to believe in that third party. That third party, thinking that the video is a third party. It's the tool. It's not, you use the tools, don't be the tool. But for you, all of you ladies that are using the third party, what does that look like? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it a story? Will you just tell our audience for that's a really scary piece. And I think people would rather not do this business than do it that way. Would you like to comment on any of that?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Nicole to comment on how she edifies a third party, because I think setting it up is 99% of it. But I found that sometimes we halfway do the third party. Like, you'll be in the car and you're in a rush and you try and get somebody on the phone, and then you get them on the phone, and then you're like, oh crap, they haven't watched the video, and you don't edify the speaker, and it's all kind of just like this blah.
And yes.
Yeah. And so I would say take your time a little bit and be intentional. Set up a real half an hour at least, get somebody where they're in a focused, good place to actually hear the information, and then do it the right way. So have them be on Zoom if you can. We have so much more success on Zoom than we do on 3-way calls. So get them on Zoom or
Yes.
FaceTime, even if
Yes.
it's on FaceTime and you have to text the video so they can watch the video, but you're immediately speaking to them right afterwards, face to face over FaceTime. Then do that. But as much as you can, like really try and be professional, set up the whole, you know, don't do a drive-by, don't do
Right.
a, you know, crazy, chaotic thing. Like, do it the right way.
And
Yes.
I think what's been helpful for our group is that there's many people to reach out to. So, I mean, we have lives, we're busy, we're working, we have things come up. So we've created feeds, whether it's in Messenger or just texting,
Mhm.
where there might be 5 or 6 people on that, and someone will reach out and say, I have a meeting at 1 o'clock on Friday, who can take it? And between all of us, someone can, and then it's not a rushed meeting, and it's, you know, a scheduled, organized presentation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's working really, really well. Edifying, if you have not heard that word or if you're not using it, that is 50% of what makes this work. And I say that because I feel like sometimes skip over that part. And that part is really what sets up the expectation of our guest. And it gives them a little bit, it removes a little bit of fear of getting on a Zoom call or getting on a third party call because we've set it up properly. So when you're edifying somebody, pick somebody in your group that you know that person will connect with and tell their stories. My gosh, I'm so excited for you to meet Jennings Waterhouse. We work very closely together. We very rarely do this without one another, and I'm really excited for you to meet her. She has been an entrepreneur in our area. She's a mom like you. She lives off grid, and I'll just highlight some things I think will interest that person. And then I'll say, you know, she has a very busy schedule and she's willing to jump on the call with us for 30 minutes tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So I really am excited for you to meet her. That edification of the person they connect with is really important. And the other edification that is also very, very important is to set up the ABC video properly. And you really, really want to let somebody know why they're watching this older piece of video and how important it is and maybe what touched you about it, and giving them a proper expectation of what it is really allows them to take in that information without a lot of judgment. So you can really set that up for them.
And it makes it fun.
And it's fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole third party part that, I mean, I was scared to death to do that for 4 years. And then of course I sold out to the system in January last year. And it has been so much more fun. And like Chloe said, it's way relieving. Even though I'm a total expert, I can say this stuff in my sleep. I even do. I say it in my dreams. I'm presenting to people. But when I get to be the third party, that's when I get to be the expert. And then when it's my person, I get to not feel so freaked out about telling them and let someone else tell them.
And then
that
it's like,
never
if they mess
changes.
up, they look bad, not you.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
I always say being brand new is the greatest gift, right? Being brand new is the greatest gift because it's truly being authentic and not knowing, right? And
Right.
so I love that. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's 6:25 and I have been on every word. You are just a beautiful just a beautiful photograph right there inside our group. And it's been such a joy to hear each and every, and I thank you, Jennings and Gloria, for inviting Chloe and Nicole to join you tonight, because it's about team and it's about community and it's about building something that's fun with a lot of energy. And I just really, really appreciate that. There was I was just looking at I'm not catching the Facebook chats, but inside the Zoom chat, the question from Tammy is, what exactly is the system and the verbiage? Now, before you go there, we all grew up with the blueprint, right? So the system is the blueprint, and your leadership is going to give you specific training on different parts of that blueprint. But it is the invitation, right? Don't forget, the invitation is not the presentation. It's the invitation, right? The invite. Are you open to hearing the invitation? The sharing, right? Your story, the company story, the product story, following up, resolving concerns, and closing. But that third party is used in that invitation piece, in that telling the story piece, whether it's in the follow-up. Where exactly are you guys using the most edification and third party? Maybe that's the question I'd like to ask with that.
Oh, all the time.
Every single step.
All the time.
Yeah.
Edifying everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I would say that the system that we follow is that you have to have enough consistency to actually create results. So that the consistency is what creates momentum, is what gets things going, which is what leads to rank advancing, which leads to learning how to do it. And so whether your system could be whatever, but our system is that you do at least 15 presentations a month or more. And that, you know, Richard and Kimmy, when we were there, they said the top earners do, and it's only like 3% of people or something, do one presentation. So basically 15 presentations a month, 1 to 2 presentations every other day. If you do that, you are in the top 3% or something.
In the whole profession.
In the
The whole
profession.
profession. Yes.
So if you can just do that, reach out to 15 people a month and ask them to take a look. And then you go to all the events and do that like it's non-negotiable. Like you don't have a lot of excuses. I think that that's really the gist of that, is that we don't have excuses for things.
Yes.
We just fit stuff in. And you always do what you say you're going to do. So people learn to trust you.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
So-
those are things that we live by.
I love that.
Staying
I
in
love that.
control of your business. That's
Yeah,
a big
staying in control. We talk about that. And I think, you know, that's a whole nother conversation. We could have a conversation about all these different pieces,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
And then promoting. And
Yes.
promoting is not announcing. Remember that.
Right.
It's
Yes.
getting team buy-in and getting teammates to collaborate with you, and getting other teammates to come along, and we're all committing to those events together, and that's a promotion.
Yeah. So let me ask you ladies, because I know that, you know, when I got started, we called them premier schools, right? We called them premier schools, and now they're called LVAs. And I think that there's some shifting again and what that looks like. And there's a lot of online training too. But I have found that, and I like the online training, but I have found that if you can get to a live event, right, at least once a month, the building of community is what is going to create the greater belief system. It's not just you receiving the information, it's the energy of it, it's the connection of it, it's building people up with one another. Who can you go bless, right? So I just was curious to see if you wanted to speak to that at all.
Well, I think that that has been key for our group. And once again, we're in this really isolated part of the world. So for us, it's 3.5, 4.5 hours change of time to get to. We go to generally Missoula for our, so we have people who go, the leaders go the night before, spend the night, go to the leadership dinner. That's super fun. But those people who can't do that, get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, they pile into a car together. Those people that have had, you know, late night work, they're napping in the car. Everybody's helping everybody out. We go for a 4-hour training, then we go somewhere super fun for lunch, and then we're back home that night for to be with our families. So that used to be something that seemed like negotiable, and now it's not negotiable. You go.
And look what you've done.
It's just one thing for leaders to continue to go to that, but like bringing the team, bringing your new people, bringing the posse, and you know, that's where the growth starts to happen too.
And we make it fun. It's the
Yeah.
whole thing about another event like Girls Weekend, who's coming.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it. We have so much fun, and we're not going and partying. We're getting personal growth.
And one thing that I think we also do as a team is that we recognize that as a team, we have energy to bring to the event.
Yes.
So we don't show up like, you know, low vibe, like, oh, great, we have to listen to this same thing again, and watch that video
I thought it
again.
would be a different speaker. No, we have our Axio on board.
Yeah, we are.
It's like you go with the mission to bless others, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that makes it fun, and that makes it exciting, and I think that other people are excited to see our team because we do bring a lot of energy, and that if you want to have people join you, think
You gotta
about
do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
All right.
Fun.
All right. All right, you guys, with that note, it is 6:32, so I know you have another meeting that you've got to get to, but I wanted to say thank you so much. And just as a reminder for those that are just getting on or may not have gotten on at the beginning, do not miss promote, 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 promote. Next Monday, we are going to have Kimmy Brooke on our call. And I'm not really sure, Gloria and Jennings, we probably need to connect before next Monday. But she wrote this book, and I'd like for her to share how she's used it as a tool, as part of the toolbox, right? It doesn't, I love how they share because it fits right in with our philosophy at LifeVantage, right? And who we are as people and what our business is. Go ahead.
You're going to love her.
Yes.
She's awesome. Don't miss.
Don't miss. We'll see you
Don't
next
miss.
week. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
This
Thank
technology
you.
is so impressive. Good work.
All right. Well,
Bye,
you guys
everybody.
have a great
See you
evening
next
and enjoy
week.
your meeting. Okay. Bye.
Good job. Bye.